Welcome to this brief training module that will guide you through the Groove G30 OMD96 CHM1 installation and span connection. We will begin by assuming a second G30 chassis has been deployed at a remote site. Both G30s need to be installed with an OMD96 and CHM1. In this example, the deployment documentation indicates a very simple network comprising of two nodes, called A and Z, each comprising of one chassis with an OMD96 and a single CHM1 installed at each site. You can see we are using channel 1 on both sides. The deployment documentation indicates we need to install a OMD96 into slots 3 and 4. As with any pluggable card, push the handle toward the chassis until it's securely engaged with the backplane. When you have finished the OMD96 physical installation, open the Groove G30 graphical user interface and identify the card automatically appears on dashboard chassis view. Hover over the card and confirm the administration and operational status are up. And now, install the CHM1 into slot 1. Follow the previous procedure for the pluggable card physical installation and identify the CHM1 shows up automatically on dashboard chassis view. Hover over the card and confirm the administration and operational status are up. Next, let's use a MTP to LC breakout cable to connect the OMD96 MUX port to the CHM1 line-side port. The breakout cable provided by Infinera comes in an electrostatic shielded bag, MTP and LC connectors with dust protective caps, together with its test report status. Remove the caps only from connectors that will be used according to the installation document. It prevents dust-related problems when connecting the unused parts in the future. One side of the breakout cable is composed by 4 pairs of LC connectors, which are plugged on CHM1 line-side ports. The other end has a MTP female connector, which is plugged on OMD96 ports 1 to 24. The OMD96 is a multiplexer and demultiplexer card, so every MTP port has 4 pairs of transmit-receive channels. On our span setup, we are using the port 1 and its support channel 1 that correspond from the OMD96 technical sheet to the frequency of 191.35 THz. As an example, if the same MTP connector is plugged on OMD96 port 24, the support channel 1 would correspond to the frequency of 195.8 THz. So let's plug the MTP connector to OMD96 port 1 and the LC connector channel 1 to the CHM1 line-side port 1, as explained earlier, corresponding to the frequency of 191.35 THz. Next, we connect the cable towards the span. This is a standard LC connector cable which is plugged to the DWDM port on OMD96 Groove G30 Node A and extended to the remote end Node Z OMD96 DWDM port. The same procedure used to connect the breakout cable on Node A applies to Node Z. Let's begin the configuration on Node A CHM1 line side interface 1. On the chassis view of Groove G30 GUI, double-click the CHM1 interface 1 to access its configuration window. The selected interface is identified by chassis 1, slot 1, interface 1, and by default its line-side mode is set to 16-QAM modulation, which corresponds to the speed rate of 200 gigabits per second. The port 2 corresponds to the second line-side interface, and ports 3 to 6 the client-side interfaces. The following slot positions 2 to 4 are assigned to muxponder and open line cards, 5 and 11 for power supply units, and 6 to 10 the fan modules. To access the optical channel menu, click on the port sign. This is the optical channel level under the CHM1 interface 1. Let's note the optical channel is down and remains on this operational status until we complete the nodes A and Z configuration. Click on Optical Channel Edit button. Now type in the frequency of 191.35 THz to match the OMD96 port 1 support channel 1. This field is in MHz format, so type in 191.350000. Once you have done this, press Tab. Adjust any other necessary field according to the configuration sheet. As we have entered the necessary fields, let's enable the laser. Click on Laser Enable drop-down menu and select Enabled. Select the Apply button to activate the settings. The far end needs to be configured in the same way. In this example, we have another engineer performing the same tasks. When they complete the setup, you'll see the status goes to Up, confirming the end-to-end connectivity. Check the span power levels by selecting Edit menu on port 1. Certify the RX optical power level is in accordance with the span deployment requirements. And this concludes the training module. By now you should know how to install the OMD96 and CHM1 cards, MTP breakout cable connection, span cable connection, CHM1 line interface setup, and its optical power level verification. Well done on completing this training module, which will continue to be available on our learning management system. You can use the scroll bar to review any part of this training unit, or you can close the window and this module will be recorded as being complete.